Hello everyone, welcome back. With Donald Trump's win in the 2024 election, there's been a surge in discussions about sweeping U.S. immigration reforms. Today, we'll decode the blueprint of President Trump's ambitious plan. His ally, Vivek Ramaswamy, has given a detailed preview of what's being called one of the largest deportation initiatives in U.S. history. If you are interested in this topic, please stay tuned until the end of the video. And if you are liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. From focusing on recent arrivals to cutting funds for sanctuary cities, this plan carries major implications for millions of undocumented immigrants and their communities. Let's break it down step by step, examining the potential legal, financial, and ethical challenges that could shape America's immigration future. Number 1. Trump's deportation agenda, a historic scope. To start, Trump's proposed deportation plan aims to remove an estimated 11 to 20 million undocumented immigrants from the United States. His priority? Targeting those who've arrived in the past 2 years and those with criminal records. According to Vivek Ramaswamy, this approach would start with recent migrants, referred to as illegal migrants who have no place in this country. This is an ambitious and sweeping agenda that Trump's team believes will reshape immigration in America. But is it feasible? Let's take a closer look at the steps his allies say he's prepared to take to make it happen. Number 2. Cutting funding to sanctuary cities. A key piece of this plan involves cutting federal aid to sanctuary cities, which provide refuge for undocumented immigrants by limiting cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. According to Ramaswamy, by restricting funds, the administration hopes that undocumented individuals will choose self-deportation, as limited access to government benefits like welfare could drive them to leave on their own. The idea of defunding sanctuary cities isn't new, but it's one that has sparked plenty of controversy in the past. While it could potentially reduce the number of undocumented immigrants relying on public support, critics argue it may also harm communities that rely on these funds for public safety and essential services. Number 3. National debt and immigration reform. In this plan, Trump's allies are also framing immigration reform as a way to reduce the national debt, which currently stands at a staggering $34 trillion. The argument here, as Ramaswamy put it, is that taxpayer money should not be spent on subsidizing illegal migration. This ties Trump's immigration policies to his broader agenda of reducing government spending, presenting it as a matter of financial responsibility as well as national security. Number 4. Large-scale deportations, an ambitious goal. One of the most polarizing parts of this plan is Trump's aim to deport up to 1 million undocumented people annually, a rate that surpasses anything seen before. According to his running mate, J.D. Vance, National Guard troops from supportive states could assist in this effort, with additional resources from federal agencies, including Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. However, experts estimate that such a large-scale operation could cost nearly $1 trillion over the next decade. It's a massive investment, but for Trump's supporters, it's an investment in national sovereignty and law enforcement. Still, there are legal questions about the limits of state and federal power when it comes to immigration enforcement. Number 5. Expected legal pushback. No plan of this magnitude is likely to go unchallenged. Organizations like the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, are already preparing to push back, arguing that this aggressive approach could infringe on civil liberties. ACLU attorneys have gathered a team of immigration law experts who are ready to contest these policies in court. The legal landscape could get complicated, especially if Trump's team uses historical laws to support their agenda. Number 6. Reviving the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. One of the most surprising parts of this plan is the proposal to use the Alien Enemies Act, a law dating back to 1798. Originally created to allow the president to detain or deport nationals from hostile countries during wartime, this act has rarely been used in modern times. Trump's advisors suggest it could be applied to undocumented immigrants, specifically targeting alleged gang members. However, critics say using this wartime act for immigration enforcement raises serious constitutional questions, especially since it requires either an active declaration of war or an imminent threat to the country. Number 7. Ethical and constitutional concerns. Legal experts warn that using the Alien Enemies Act in this way could be seen as government overreach and could provoke discrimination claims. Lawmakers like Representative Ilhan Omar and Senator Mazi Hirono have introduced a repeal bill, arguing that this outdated act is not suited for modern immigration challenges. Critics argue that current immigration and criminal laws already address national security concerns, making this act unnecessary and potentially harmful to civil liberties. Number 8. Potential support and resource expansion. To enforce these sweeping changes, Trump's team suggests recruiting more federal agents, constructing new detention facilities, and gaining support from local law enforcement. This approach, however, will require significant resources from Congress. And with a polarized political climate, it's unclear if these resources will be made available. Additionally, many states may choose to resist or refuse to allocate their National Guard troops for immigration enforcement. Trump's proposal would rely heavily on cooperation from local authorities, especially in areas where there's strong opposition to federal immigration enforcement. So where does this leave us? Trump's proposed immigration plan is ambitious, controversial, and likely to face a tough road ahead. It's clear that he and his allies are prepared to make sweeping changes, targeting undocumented individuals with unprecedented force. But with legal battles and ethical concerns on the horizon, only time will tell if this plan is achievable, or if it's just another chapter in America's ongoing debate over immigration. The U.S. Immigration News Channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas, such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. Thank you for visiting us today, and we'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe channel for more U.S. immigration update videos.